The salty wind whipped Evadne's hair as she stood on the cliff top, the vast ocean stretching out before her, a canvas painted in hues of turquoise and indigo. She was new to Havenwood, a charming coastal town nestled between craggy cliffs and rolling dunes, seeking solace and inspiration after a tumultuous chapter in her life. Her camera, a trusty companion, was always close by, ready to capture the fleeting moments of beauty. The imposing lighthouse on the headland caught her attention. It stood like a stoic guardian, its white facade stark against the azure sky. Curiosity piqued. She set off towards it, her steps quickened by the urge to unravel the secrets hidden within its weathered walls. As she reached the lighthouse, she encountered a man, his gaze as intense as the ocean before them. This was Aric, the lighthouse keeper, and in his eyes, she saw a quiet strength, a yearning mirrored in her own soul. The lighthouse's beacon, a steady beam cutting through the night, became a beacon for Evadne, drawing her to Aric's side. They spent evenings together, sharing stories under the starlit sky. His silence about his past, however, became a whisper of unspoken secrets. Aric's gaze often drifted to the horizon, a trace of sadness in his eyes, like a ship lost at sea. Evadne, a natural observer, discovered an antique camera, its brass glazing polished with age, resting on a shelf in the lighthouse. Aric, with a heavy sigh, revealed it belonged to his late grandmother, a passionate photographer just like her. It felt like a bridge to a past he wished to hold on to, but couldn't. Evadne was captivated by the ebb and flow of the tide, its rhythm mirroring the ebb and flow of their growing connection. She saw Aric in a different light, his silences filled with a silent language of their own. He shared his passion for the ocean, recounting tales of shipwrecks and sea storms. Evadne listened intently, finding comfort in the familiar beat of his heart, strong and steady as the lighthouse beacon. As the moon painted the sea in silver, their conversation shifted to the universe, the vastness echoing the yearning they both held for connection. Aric spoke about constellations, recognizing them by name, like familiar friends. Their shared love for the stars became a shared language, unspoken yet deeply understood. Aric, ever the storyteller, revealed the legend of Havenwood, of a young sailor, his love lost at sea, the lighthouse, a beacon of his unending sorrow. The tale stirred something deep within Evadne. She sensed a reflection of Aric's own sorrow in the story, a loss etched on his soul. Under a sky brimming with stars, the legend resonated like a symphony of their emotions, a shared longing, a whispered connection that neither could deny. With the moonlight filtering through the window, Aric turned to Evadne, his gaze intense. His lips parted, but no words were needed. Their souls, like two stars converging in the darkness, found solace in their unspoken understanding. Evadne's instinct told her to break down Aric's walls of silence. One day, she took him to the local antique shop, a haven filled with memories, where they stumbled upon a photograph. It depicted a young woman, her smile as bright as the summer sun, a faint resemblance to Aric that sent a wave of emotions washing over him. He explained that it was his grandmother's sister, a free spirit, a soul as boundless as the sea, who had left Havenwood for adventure, never to return. He clutched the photo, his fingers trembling, a testament to his pain, the absence echoing a story that he had kept buried deep within him. One stormy night, the lighthouse's beam faltered. Aric's past, his fears, and his buried secrets rose with the tempest. The weight of his loneliness, his yearning for a life unlived, overwhelmed him. He retreated into his shell, his voice lost in the wind. Evadne watched as the beacon flickered, mirroring the storm raging inside him. A sense of urgency coursed through her. With every fiber of her being, she wanted to heal him, to dispel the darkness. Her gaze, meeting his, conveyed the depth of her connection to him, a love as steadfast as the lighthouse itself. The storm subsided, leaving behind a sky sparkling with a million stars. Aric, his gaze lost in the infinite expanse, confessed his love for the woman in the photograph, his past love, his impossible dream. It was a secret he had carried for years, a burden that had weighed him down. Evadne, holding him close, felt the weight of his sorrow, the unspoken pain of unfulfilled desires. In his tear-filled eyes, she saw a reflection of her own heartbreak, a journey of self-discovery that had led them both to this moment. With the dawn breaking, Aric sat on the clifftop, his gaze lost in the horizon. He spoke of leaving Havenwood, starting anew, a desperate attempt to outrun the ghosts of his past. But Evadne, ever the voice of reason, challenged him. She saw a flicker of hope in his eyes, a yearning for a future they could build together. He looked at her, his gaze full of wonder, and the uncertainty that clung to him began to dissipate. He was ready to embrace the new, to find solace in her love, in her understanding. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of fiery orange and golden yellow, Evadne set up her camera. The scene before her was breathtaking. The silhouette of the lighthouse against the setting sun, Aric's silhouette beside it, a poignant testament to the journey they had undertaken. Aric turned to Evadne, a genuine smile replacing the shadow of sadness that had once lingered on his face. He understood now that love was not a destination, but a journey. A journey they would walk together, embracing the past, creating a future brimming with hope and promise. The lighthouse beacon, a symbol of unwavering hope, stood tall as Aric and Evadne walked hand in hand along the clifftop, the salty wind whipping their hair. They were no longer strangers. They were two souls who had found solace in each other, two hearts intertwined in a symphony of love, a promise of forever etched against the backdrop of the breathtaking coastline. The canvas of their lives, once painted with sorrow, now bloomed with vibrant colors of hope and love, the rhythm of their future orchestrated by the whispers of the sea.